The OnePlus 3 has been around for some time now, and after a series of OTA updates, bug fixes and enhancements, it's significantly better than what it was at the time of its launch. My name is Amit Changani and this one is a very special feature because we'll be shooting this entire review of the OnePlus 3 on a OnePlus 3. Today on Gizmoids, we'll review every aspect of the OnePlus 3 following all the updates it has received. Inside the box, you get the beautiful OnePlus 3 device, a pre-applied screen protector, one dash charger adapter, a Type-C cable, a SIM tray ejector, along with a quick start guide and safety information. Oh, and just so you know, NFC has made a comeback, so the device is now ready for contactless payments once again. The OnePlus 3 takes on the top dogs in terms of design and premium build. The phone looks stupendously well built with its impeccable monoblock aluminum construction and fantastic finish, though it's a tad slippery for our fingers. It's slim but well weighted and feels great to the hand. Going by our experience, it's quite rugged too. Our test unit has taken a few drops and some of them have been rather nasty. These little dimples were courtesy some rather scary falls, but the OnePlus 3 has taken everything in its stride rather well. In terms of design, our little gripe is about the rear camera bump, which would concern many owners about the scratches the lens can get. This issue can be easily fixed with an optional OnePlus 3 back cover. The OnePlus 3 gets a smooth as silk top as the 3.5mm jack has been moved down. A SIM tray featuring twin nano SIMs along with the power key is on the right. Volume rocker sits on the left along with the notification slider. Down at the bottom you get the Type-C slot along with the primary microphone and speakers. There is also a pair of really tiny screws here meant to open the OnePlus 3 up when necessary. At the back you get the new 16 megapixel shooter with single flash. Noise cancellation mic has been made almost invisible by hiding it in the antenna lines. No laser autofocus module here, but this one comprises face detection autofocus, which is a better option in effect. Front panel gets a blazing fast fingerprint scanner, a proximity sensor, an LED flash, the earpiece and an 8 megapixel shooter with Sony sensor. Oh, and this entire thing is quite smudge resistant too, both front and back, especially knowing that I am a man with sweaty palms. Overall, the finish and construction on the OnePlus 3 is absolutely mind-blowing, even if it's curiously reminiscent of some HTC phones. For now, the only color option available is the silvery grey graphite, with the soft gold option to be introduced soon. The 5.5-inch screen on the OnePlus 3 gets an AMOLED display, replacing the IPC unit on the OnePlus 2. The full HD screen delivers natural balanced colors and good sharpness. There's hardly any space between the bezel and the screen here, making the display span the front panel almost edge to edge, adding to the premium feel of the phone. While this looks great, I personally faced issues typing the letters close to the right edge during one-handed operation. OnePlus has stayed away from higher resolution to prevent it from becoming battery hungry. There were some issues with the screen with the initial build in terms of color reproduction, which were fixed by OnePlus through an OTA update. That's the reason why you'll also get an sRGB mode in the options, though we find it warmer than natural and would rather have the screen run in normal mode. You also get a night mode that filters out blue light for lesser stress on eye in dark conditions. Powering the OnePlus 3 is the top drawer 820 Snapdragon SoC. It's comprised of a quad-core Cryo CPU and the Adreno 530 GPU. Along with 6 GB of unmatched RAM, this system delivers blazing fast performance. As with the screen, there were initially some issues with the memory usage as well on the system, wherein the OnePlus 3 did not utilize its full RAM and kicked apps to restrict RAM and battery usage. Again, the issue has been fixed through an OTA update by OnePlus and now allows up to 32 apps to utilize the enormous memory of the system. Performance from those top-notch specs is mind-blowing as you would expect, and the OnePlus 3 can happily handle any amount of abuse you throw at it. We have witnessed no lag, frozen frames or crashes, especially after the latest 3.2.2 update. There is absolutely no heating on this phone even after playing resource-heavy games like NFS while running more than a dozen apps in the background. The sound from those speakers is decent, though a comparison with the OnePlus 2 reveals that the previous generation phone was perceptibly louder. But it's nothing worth complaining either. The OnePlus 3 absolutely scorches its way through whatever you challenge it with, and at this point we cannot think of an Android cell phone that delivers this kind of performance. The Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 3 is based on Android Marshmallow and offers stock Android experience with no bloatware. OnePlus have retained the shelf for quick access to apps and contacts. The user experience is pretty fluid with easy navigation and no lag whatsoever. OnePlus has been very proactive in listening to user feedback for the OnePlus 3 and has released several OTA updates for quick bug fixes, making the experience even better. The most recent 3.2.2 update adds NFC toggle to the quick settings, adds a nifty pocket mode to the mix which disables the fingerprint scanner when the phone is in your pocket and deals with some errors with notifications. The video quality has been enhanced with new codecs, and noise cancellation while recording video is even more effective now. In addition, some more enhancements, fixes and security patches have been applied, all of which makes the OnePlus 3 experience buttery smooth. The rear shooter on the OnePlus flagship gets a 16 megapixel Sony IMX298 sensor with hybrid optical plus electronic image stabilization. It also supports RAW format for still images. The shooter app offers dynamic denoising, manual controls and an auto HDR mode which is pretty fast. Outdoors images in daylight conditions are pretty crisp with great color reproduction, nice sharpness and detail. Low light performance isn't the best we have seen, but it's really close to the best shooters and we really won't complain at this price. Autofocusing function loses its laser sensor but now gets face detection for faster latch-ons. The focus is fast and reassuring, but getting closer than 3 inches to objects trying to go macro does create some issues for the lens. In high contrast scenarios, the OnePlus 3 camera does tend to slightly wash out the brighter patches, though that observation is true only in comparison with the cameras of the Galaxy S7 and iPhone 6s. Video can be shot at up to 4K resolution at 30 fps. Lower resolution videos can be shot at 60 fps. You also get 720p slow-mo videos at 120 fps. The videos captured from the phone are rich with effective image stabilization on the move. Overall video quality is great with hybrid image stabilization kicking in to mitigate jerks to a large extent. It works very well in effect. It's just that it's not out there with the mind-bogglingly shake-free iPhone 6s video yet. For videos, autofocus could have been a smidgen faster and the details slightly better in low light. The front camera unit gets an 8 megapixel Sony sensor with a 2.0 aperture and features an electronic image stabilizer. This unit is capable of 1080p videos at 30 frames per second and is as good as it gets for front shooters. There is absolutely no way you can say anything negative about the OnePlus 3's camera. It absolutely demolishes everything in its own segment and fights toe to toe with much more expensive phone cameras. The only noticeable area where it trails the iPhone camera by some margin is video stabilization and extreme slow-mo, while matching it or outdoing it in almost every other parameter. A sleeker body means the 3 packs in a 3000 mAh battery as against its predecessor's 3300 mAh unit. Power management is much better on this one though, and the 3 easily lasts for more than 12 hours with moderate use. Screen time is a decent 4.5 to 5 hours, and we think the battery performance on the newest OnePlus flagship is satisfactory, if not outright mind-blowing. What is mind-blowing though is OnePlus's new dash charger. Now, we have seen quick charging on other phones as well, and this one blows everything away to emerge the absolute king of the fast charging ring. A mere 10 minutes of charging would refill you by about 30 to 40% and you'd be good for another 4 to 5 hours. Effectively, you don't need to have a full charge anymore, as you can have a quick refill, well, real quick. Also, OnePlus has replaced the flat anti-tangle cable with a fat round cable. Replace the new cable with anything else and the phone wouldn't dash charge. With its blazing charging speeds, the OnePlus 3 has changed my phone charging patterns forever and generally made life very convenient and free of battery blues. Some very frugal power management along with the standout dash charging makes the OnePlus 3 score very highly in terms of battery department, despite featuring a smaller capacity battery than its predecessor. The OnePlus 3 is exceptional in almost every way you look at it. We cannot point a finger at anything that it does wrong, except probably for that camera bump which makes me feel bad every time I have to put this thing on a hard surface. That problem too can be easily solved by applying a back cover. Astonishing build quality, blazing fast performance and a genuinely capable camera at a crazy price. The OnePlus 3, after its relatively underwhelming predecessor, is here for redemption. It's one hell of a smartphone at a mind-bogglingly good price. It's really almost as perfect as a reasonably priced smartphone could ever get. Kudos OnePlus and keep up the good work.